Rip. Oh.
All right. We ready?
Are we going?
Is it rolling?
Oh,
sweet.
hi.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Today, we're inside.
It's raining, and so we're taking
outside.
a nap.
We're just chilling. This hat is here because I didn't want to have it on my head because it was uncomfortable, but I didn't want to have it too far away in case I wanted to be a little bit uncomfortable. And put it back on my head.
I'm already a little bit uncomfortable.
Today we have a couple things that we're really excited to talk about, if you can't tell by the tone of my voice. That being my insecurities. Nostalgia.
It's my favorite topic, is talking about Micah's insecurities.
Just makes me a little bit sad. And then Maddie's going to talk about some stuff too. What is that, Maddie?
We're going to talk about why I'm a 90-year-old woman trapped in a 19-year-old's body, along with some other things.
But first, I have a question, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I'm fine. I got up and I didn't have to go anywhere because this is my house. Had some coffee and some chips and salsa, and now I'm just comfortable in my own bed. How are you?
Mostly tired.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm feeling a nice creative energy right now. I'm feeling...
That's probably gas.
Oh. Oh, you're right. So should we jump into it with a topic?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
I don't know. You hit me with a topic. Go for it.
Let's talk about nostalgia for a little bit. Because boy, do I get too nostalgic too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's just awful. Like the littlest thing will just make me remember something from like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just be like, oh, remember when things were easy? That's my biggest thing. With nostalgia, it brings me back to like, oh, remember when you didn't have to work at anything and everything came naturally and life was easy and pleasurable, and now everything hurts all the time.
I kind of like it.
The pain?
Yeah.
The constant pain?
I live in New York City. I love the pain.
Oh, really?
I love the pain.
You live in New York City?
You would never have guessed.
I don't know if I've ever heard you talk about that before.
Yeah, I try to keep it a secret.
Trying to keep it on the DL.
Yeah, just trying to talk about it. So.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Nicolas Cage nostalgia?
I think Nicolas Cage is ridiculous, but I love him. And nostalgia, I don't know. I mean, I think it's comforting at times, but I don't get into like everything used to be so much easier because like if everything was easy, like it would kind of suck. If like, I don't know, if everything was easy, everybody would do everything.
Remember when you didn't have to pay rent? Ooh,
yeah.
That one hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
There's a little bit.
It stings a little bit.
Yeah, but like there are good things that come with the bad things. You got to pay a lot of rent, but you get a cool place to live. You got to pay a lot of money to go to school, but you learn a lot of cool things.
Oh, that's so true.
And you're learning a lot more than you did when everything was easy.
I'm finding myself getting nostalgic for things that happened not that long ago.
Like, what do you mean?
So, last year, you know, I lived in Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
Lived with my older brother. We had a great time living there.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a pretty good mood the whole time. I was happy to be out of my parents' house and kind of on my own, but still not entirely. There was a safety blanket there because of my brother. But I went down there just yesterday. I went down to Grand Rapids to pick up some stuff because we had the house until the end of July or something, maybe the end of June. But I was like, I just should get the rest of my stuff out there, and I have the day off. And I went down there, and I was like, wow, like things were so nice when I lived here. Because I only had a job when I was doing theater stuff. Otherwise, I was going to school, I was acting, I was having a great time, and I didn't have to worry about, like, oh, when am I gonna eat today? Because there was food. But now it's like work, just all day, every day. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm nostalgic for 4 months ago when I lived in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I mean, like, I get nostalgic, but then I'm like, it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, everything's terrible right now, because everything. I had a tapestry, and to sum it up, it said things could be worse. Because it's true. It could always be worse. I was in New York and I didn't have a job, and I was like eating ramen noodles and like really gross mac and cheese.
Oh, so you were
every day.
Every college student in New York City?
And then so like I come home and I'm like, I'm almost nostalgic for that, because the struggle was kind of not fun, but
New.
it was like you're putting in the work, and it kind of shows like that you're working towards something, and it will get better. I'm just none of this makes sense, I'm sure, but I'm sure of it. But it's I don't know. I find like good things, like little things everywhere. So I guess you can be nostalgic about everything.
That's true. And it's not necessarily an upsetting thing, the nostalgia. Mm-hmm. It's just sometimes a wishful longing for something that I don't have anymore, which I guess is kind of a definition of nostalgia in itself. But it's never debilitating. It's almost like a passing thought. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, remember I walked into my living room, or actually, I had to climb in through the living room window because I forgot my key. So I technically broke into my own house. But I got in and I was like, it looked different because Aaron, my older brother, is in Fiji right now. Ooh. So neither of us have been in the house for like a while. Mm-hmm. So it's collected dust and the works. But I was like, wow, this used to be my home. I used to live here. And I like had like a couple memories, like flashback, kind of like a movie about like going to somewhere.
You had like
and
a really poorly done
slideshow
show happen in
something
your
like
head.
That. But yeah, those are my thoughts on nostalgia.
Very neat.
You want to talk about something else?
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk about. This is going to be a really stupid transition, but I want to talk about how Sam's Club hot dogs are the best things that have ever happened to me.
Okay.
I don't get them very often because I don't go to Sam's Club very often. Have you ever had a Sam's Club hot dog?
I don't know if I've ever been inside Sam's Club.
Can we go?
I've been inside Sam's Club. 100%.
Sam gave me a thumbs up. I think we should do a field trip to Sam's Club.
Sam's Club, I get it.
Get you a hot dog, because I went with my mom the other day because I like going grocery shopping with her because she likes spending money because she's a sweetheart.
An adult with like a job and stuff.
Yeah, big old job. And I was there and we were checking out, and I was like, I just couldn't stop talking about the Sam's Club hot dogs. I was like, I haven't had one in like years, which I don't think it's been that long. And she was like, all right, shut up. Do you want a hot dog? And I was like, yes, please.
So
she gave me a 20 and she's like, get at it. And so I went and I got a hot dog, and I was happy for the rest of the day.
I was happy for
and it was just, it's always, it's kind of like, it's nostalgic almost, because I used to go there all the time and I would get a hot dog because they're just good. And so,
hey, look at that, bringing my topic into your topic.
Tie it all together
with a big old bow, big old pink ribbony.
Wrap it up like a hot dog.
I'm using some hard P's on this mic right here. I hope it's popping.
Was popping. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about, is how Sam's Club hot dogs have graced my life. They're a blessing. So, what do you...
All right.
Yeah.
What are you opening over there, Broderick?
I was looking for something to throw at you.
You don't need to be violent. You don't need to
Violence
throw things.
isn't the answer, Brody.
Come on, man.
This is all I found, but this would hurt.
What is it?
Don't throw a
carabiner at me.
Don't throw a carrot bean at me.
See flashbacks, that Clementine that you threw at me in the last podcast.
Clementine by Elliott Smith is a very good song, and if you've not listened to it, go check it out.
Do I have to right now? Because I haven't heard it.
No, not at this very moment.
Okay.
Finish this podcast.
No, we'll wait.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Pull it up. It's about 2.5 minutes, so we'll just sit here in silence for 2.5 minutes.
That's okay. You can hold your breath the whole time?
I could have done it, but I couldn't have not laughed because I'm bad.
You want?
Should we go to the next thing?
Yeah.
Should we talk about my insecurities
Let's
or your
talk
thing?
about your insecurities. That's
Okay. Am I funny? That's the starting question. And let me elaborate on that. For the past, I'd say like a year specifically, I've been getting really into the idea of like trying out this whole comedy thing and like taking it seriously as like this is something I think I'd really like to do, and maybe try to make a career out of. But a big issue I keep finding with that is I don't know how to sell myself. I feel like I don't have a brand. I don't like there's nothing super special about me in my comedic interests and in the way I tell jokes. And a lot of that stems from I think I have too many comedic influences. And they don't necessarily mix well together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll share those with the podcast watchers or listeners right now. In the past year, I've really started falling for the comedic stylings of people on YouTube specifically, like Mr. Mike Falzone, over at youtube.com/Mike Falzone. Or www.mikefalzone.com.
You know that free website?
You know that free website? He's a very funny guy. Has a very, I think, unique sense of comedy.
Oh yeah.
That you don't really see often.
Hilarious.
And he's been doing this show on YouTube that's really good, and he's just been inspiring me for the past couple of months. So there's him. There's the group Sugar Pine 7. Started by Steven Suptic, and they're all just super funny, quick-paced comedians. And then the hosts over at The Valley Folk, aka the original hosts of SourceFed, have been influences for me for quite a while now. But they're all so different. Mm-hmm. There's so many personalities in there that have all, in one way or another, influenced how I am. And I don't know if if taking all those little things has made a good product. And I don't know if I sell very well. And this question stems from we just released the first episode of Perk Up the other day. And I was like, some of it is funny, and that some of it being Maddie. And I've just
That's not true.
Since that was on Friday, today is what, Monday?
Yeah.
So all weekend I was like, man,
You've just been watching it every day.
Am I funny? Can I? So that's where I've been at, and those are my insecurities as of right now. And I'm not saying this looking for reassurance of like, oh no, you are funny, because I have my moments, and but we all have moments. My question for you, Maddie, is how do I sell myself? What do I do? How do I be funny?
I'm actually looking forward to, there's a class I'm taking next year. Well, there's a bunch of them. Next year is how to market ourselves.
Oh.
How to figure out who we are, like what kind of headshots do we take? What kind of stuff do we want to be in, and how do we sell ourselves for that stuff? Because we are the product. How do we get out there?
We are the product of a broken generation.
Yeah. Oh, that was out.
Yeah.
I think that it's just like, I don't think you need to have a set style yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really young.
I'm only 19, so maybe.
We're 19, young and impressionable. I don't think that it needs to be set in stone yet. I think experimenting with different things, being inspired by different people isn't anything. You don't need a style, because really we haven't had enough time. We've only been like really into this comedy thing for like a couple years, if that. And so we haven't had enough time to really find our own rhythm. So I don't think, I mean, like, you don't have to listen to me, but like you, I'm
and
saying
I won't,
that,
that.
But I don't think there needs to be as much pressure on finding your own style yet, and like just experimenting with different things and being inspired by different people. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, and that's something I'm so glad we're doing this show, honestly, because I feel like it's really helping all of us. Sam over there on the camera, on the B cam, and on as the head editor. Then we have Broderick as the main DP, then Madi and I as the hosts. I feel like, or at least I hope, that we are all really learning through this process, learning who we are as editors or directors or comedians. So I feel like this show is really open for that kind of like that growth and that change that we'll just find as we keep doing it. And that's really exciting. But another thing on that is that, oh shoot, I forgot. I don't know. What was I talking about? Oh, hating myself.
Oh.
Hey, Broderick, we can hear your phone.
The audience can't.
Ah, cool.
Hey, Broderick. Hey, audience. Broderick's phone went off.
It was a scream. I'm not
It was
really
really
sure
upsetting.
what that was
It was
about.
the Windhelm Wolfheart. Big butt. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I'm funny. Oh, I remember what my next point was going to be. I'm only 19, but I'm trying to be at the spot that all the people who have been doing this for 20 years are at already, and I'm frustrated that I'm not as good as they are, even though I've only been doing this for a fraction of the time.
Oh yeah, I totally can relate to that.
Oh yeah, it's so upsetting.
Because you feel like you're supposed to. I think just because we have so many cool people to look up to that are doing so many cool things, so you're like, oh, I want to do that. But like,
I want to be that good.
But you got to realize that they were probably in the exact same spot.
Oh, absolutely.
When they were 19, because they're all like they're all in their late 20s and 30s.
Yeah, it's
so like we're like for like 19 years old, we're in a pretty good spot.
Maybe.
I think we're in a pretty good spot. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a text from my buddy Griffin, and he said, finally got to watch Perk Up, absolutely loved it. So.
Kisses to you, Griffin.
So thanks, Griffin. All right, Maddie, want to talk about your thing? I think we're okay on my questioning myself thing, unless you have any more to say on that.
Sam wants me to talk about this specific thing.
What?
That I said earlier was going to make you really angry.
It better not. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna let it affect me.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna keep straight faced.
Should I show him the picture and then tell him, or should I tell him and then show him the picture? I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna show you the picture. Right, Micah.
Okay.
I want you to think about this really hard.
All right.
Okay. Pop-Tarts are raviolis.
You have a better topic to talk about?
No, I don't. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that Pop-Tarts are raviolis. Can I show you the picture?
I mean, I guess.
I have told this to several people when I was at school, and I lost friends over it. Look at that. I'm going to give it to Sam so he can put it up on the screen or something. I don't know. It's a Pop-Tart just sitting in a bowl of raviolis. Thoughts?
I'm not.
Wait, can we ask this to a bunch of people downtown? I'm gonna do it.
I'm not happy that this is what you brought.
I am. I don't care if you're not happy. I'm living my best life currently.
Because here's the thing. Everything's just a spoon. If you think about it.
I was with
I don't like this.
I was with a bunch of people. Will said at one point, he's
Sam,
like,
what are you doing?
Buns aren't bread.
No, that's not true.
It's not, but he was like very
No, that's not
he's
true.
like burger buns. Hot dog buns are not bread.
It's made out of bread.
That's what I said, but
It's
he was
just
like,
shaped
no,
like
it's...
a bun.
Can we get him on here to talk about that?
It's like
Let's go pick him
saying...
up.
Oh, actually, I was just going to start talking about calzones. I didn't actually have anywhere
So
to go
ravioli.
with it. I was just going to say calzones.
Hot
Calzones
Pocket.
are just big raviolis.
Hot Pockets are raviolis. Pop-Tarts are raviolis. Everything is raviolis.
If you tip a hat upside down, it's a bowl. You can put things in
You
that
can put
for
your
sure.
Pop-Tart raviolis in this hat.
That's where... Okay. No thanks.
I'm serious.
No thank you.
I'm very serious about it.
So
Don't mess with my raviolis,
don't
Micah.
mess with me on that Justin boy. That was me quoting myself.
About Justin Trudeau.
Yeah. You got anything else?
About
got
Pop-Tart
something better than
raviolis?
Pop-Tart ravioli?
I also want to talk about how I'm basically a 90-year-old woman trapped in a
Oh.
19-year-old's body.
That's true.
Can we just talk about how I'm just so old, and I don't really know how to deal with it. If you, we're in my room. If you look in the box over there, there's a bunch of yarn and knitting needles.
We also have her dentures
I have my own teeth
right here.
sitting in my room for when I went to the orthodontist for a really long time.
Orc's a botanist.
I have several pairs of
An
glasses.
orc that's a botanist.
I have plants. I don't go outside very often.
So she needs the plants
I
in
take
here.
lots of vitamins in the morning. I get really angry if there's any small children around me. I'm really confused by Micah's outfits all the time.
That's true.
I can't watch television for very long before I fall asleep.
Wait, why do my outfits confuse me?
I don't know. That
There's
was
too many
That's
colors.
just a joke. Yeah, I
Too
don't
many
know.
things to look at. Like, I can't.
My knees hurt all the time. My back hurts all
Oh,
the time.
And on that,
I'm a big fan of oatmeal.
I grunt every time I sit up, every time I slouch, every time I move at all,
Will you
every time
give
I
us
stand
will
up.
you give us a sample grunt?
And that's genuine. That's just a thing that happens when I move. I just have to make a little bit of a sound, or else it's going to hurt a little bit more.
I had a teacher tell me that you'll live longer if you can get up off the floor without using your hands.
I can do that thing where I jump.
And I was like, I guess I'm gonna die.
I mean,
like I can, but like I'd rather not.
you can die, but I'd rather not.
I mean, never mind.
You guys ever I didn't have any.
I watched Mindhunter for 8 hours the other day because one of my
with
teachers.
Jonathan Groff?
Yeah, one of my teachers was in the 8th episode.
No way.
Yeah,
What's your teacher's name?
her name is Suzanne Hebner, and she's wonderful, and I love her so
Is she
much.
the,
No, she was my actors lab teacher, and she's a comedian, and she's like incredible. So here's to you, Suzanne. You're probably not watching this. That's fine. You have better things to do, like be in Mindhunter. What?
Suzanne, if you are watching this, give me a job. Please.
I don't know if she can do that.
You probably can't do that, but if you can, I'm here.
But Mindhunter's actually pretty good. I didn't want to just watch the 8th episode because I didn't want to get really confused.
Naturally.
I wanted to know what was going on, which was a huge commitment because that each episode's like an hour long.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had to get there in one day.
I started at 6 o'clock. I finished it at 3 in the morning.
Oh, Madison,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I don't.
What are
know.
you doing?
I don't.
You have a
know.
job. You have to wake up and do things with your life.
Yeah, but that was Saturday night, and I woke up. Actually, I don't know why. I still woke up at 9:30 on Sunday.
Disgusting.
I set an
I woke
alarm
up
because
at
I
7.
didn't think I was gonna get up before noon, having stayed up until 3. But I woke up at 9:30, went to Sam's Club, got a hot dog.
Oh, the life of an artist.
It's true.
That's all you need. Oh, also, you guys noticed that I'm using this mic today.
You get the ugly
It
one.
makes me feel dirty. All right, thanks for watching the podcast.
And that's my time. It rolls off of the bed.
Thanks for tuning in for episode 4.
4.
Episode 4 of the Perk Up podcast. It's been really relaxed. I've really enjoyed talking about nostalgia and my insecurities.
I'm really comfortable. I don't think I'm gonna move for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts. Oh, that'd be great. Let us know your thoughts on nostalgia.
Or Sam's Club hot dogs.
And finding yourself in your art. Just any thoughts you have. Constructive criticism. Thoughts on how I can be funnier. just let us know. We'd love to start a dialogue with you guys. That'd be super great. And make sure you watch the next episode of Perk Up on youtube.com. Thanks so much.